The Tesla Model Y and the Ford Mustang Mach-E may be allies in the push for sustainable transportation, but the two vehicles, being both premium crossover SUVs, are bound to be compared. One of the most recent comparisons of the two cars was recently conducted by one of the motoring world's most prominent outlets, Top Gear. The veteran automotive publication used a Tesla Model Y Performance and a Ford Mustang Mach-E First Edition for its tests. Specs-wise, the Tesla was the clear winner despite its higher price. However, this is reasonably expected considering that the Model Y Performance is more comparable to the Mustang Mach-E GT, a vehicle that is yet to be released. The two all-electric crossovers were pitted against each other on four fronts: performance, interior and tech, exterior, and charging. The results were quite interesting, if not a bit telling. The Tesla Model Y is not a new car. It's already been in production for about a year now, which meant that Ford had some time to refine the Mach-E before its release to ensure that it could outgun its Silicon Valley-based counterpart. Yet, according to Top Gear's tests, this is not necessarily the case. The publication noted that the Model Y Performance proved to be a better driver's car, lighter on its wheels, and quick to respond. The fact that it's almost 2 seconds faster from 0 to 60 miles per hour than the Mach-E was just icing on the cake. This does not mean to say that the Mach-E was not an engaging car, of course. The publication praised the Ford crossover for its smooth and comfortable ride, which provided a plushier experience compared to the Model Y. However, the vehicle was found to feel quite heavy when being driven hard, which meant that the Mach-E is best enjoyed when it's being kept within its modest boundaries. The second and third rounds of the two vehicles' comparison involved their interior and exterior, and in this sense, each vehicle came away with a win. While both vehicles' interiors are tastefully designed, the Mach-E adopting a more forward take on a traditional interior, and the Model Y adopting a minimalist heaven theme, the gap in their tech was notable. The Mustang Mach-E is equipped with robust tech features, but compared to the Model Y's autopilot and custom software, the Tesla proved superior. Exterior-wise, however, the Mach-E proved the clear winner, as it drew far more interest among people than the Model Y. During its test, Top Gear noted that even hardened Mustang enthusiasts proved very enthusiastic about the Mach-E, with some noting that they would probably purchase the vehicle. On the other hand, the Model Y was largely invisible, likely mistaken by the layman as just another Model 3. The final comparison of the two vehicles came in the form of a charging test, and in this sense, Tesla's supercharger network ended up being a true difference maker. The publication charged the vehicles when both had about 30% of their batteries left, and as luck would have it, both the Model Y and the Mach-E directed their drivers to a nearby shopping center. There, the Model Y found itself in a clean row of superchargers that were ready to provide the all-electric crossover with enough charge in 45 minutes. Since it relied on third-party charging options, the Mach-E showed its driver that it needed 20 hours to charge up. Ultimately, Top Gear noted that the Mustang Mach-E, at least at its current state, is not yet on the level of the Model Y, but it is a solid shot at a capable all-electric crossover. Hopefully, as more chargers are set up across the globe, and as Ford becomes more experienced in making EVs, the automaker from Detroit could create a vehicle that could, pound for pound, match or even exceed its Tesla counterpart. Superchargers almost completely remove the whole range anxiety thing. While the rather tatty regular chargers were just bolted into a couple of stalls on a low-level floor, their cables slung like knotted clotheslines over the boxes, the sleek clean Tesla superchargers occupied a full quarter of the top floor of the car park. When we plugged the Mach-E in, the charger informed us it would take 20 hours to fill. The test superchargers, which are still faster than the fastest offered by Ford's network, almost completely remove the whole range anxiety thing. It's just so easy to use Tesla's network away from home. Plot a long journey and the Model Y will tell you where to stop, how long you'll need to be there and redirect you if that supercharger is occupied before you get there. Ford's onboard system isn't too far behind, able to find fast chargers, plot routes and so on, but it isn't yet quite as cohesive. What to make of the two cars overall? Well, both do the job of being a family SUV at least as well as anything with an internal combustion engine. No, the Mustang is not a Mustang as we know and love it, but it is a highly competent and moderately engaging first step on Ford's path to electrification. But despite the clearly apparent investment Ford has put in, our winner is the Tesla Model Y. Not because of its speed and handling, but because it feels the fresher, more forward-looking product. It wins on points, but given this is Ford's first attempt, it's a very solid one indeed. Tesla worth 16 times Ford. It could soon be time to back the blue oval instead. Comment down below and don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel for latest updates on